Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Happy Saturday. Thanks all for joining back in here tonight on the channel for this one. The Celtics, game number 2 of a back-to-back, as they had quite the distance to travel for this game with less than 24 hours to prepare for this matchup tonight. Coming off a win last night on the road at Miami, and then they hit the road taking on the Brooklyn Nets today. This is quite a lengthy travel all the way from the southeast part of the U.S. all the way up to the northeast part of the U.S. for another road game tonight in this matchup. But the Celtics are rolling 25-7 in road games this season, looking to take care of business. Last night with a win over the Heat, they clinched the playoff spot. And Boston looking to see if they can take care of business tonight. 48-19 is their record. What's good? If you guys are doing this stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Brooklyn comes into this matchup 22-44, just 10-21 on their home court this season, taking place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. And got some good news here for the Celtics. Kristaps Porzingis, he is good to go tonight. He's available and is inside the starting 5 tonight for Porzingis. Well awaited back for his return, as he missed like the last 2 weeks due to an illness for Porzingis. He was seen on the bench yesterday, but that's a great sign that it seems like Porzingis has finally shaken off the illness and he is good to go tonight coming into this matchup. Celtics with a couple key players out tonight. No Derek White, out to a left knee contusion. He is out tonight. No Al Horford. But Porzingis back in the lineup. He is available, same as Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown did not play yesterday. Jason Tatum also popped up in the injury report before today's game, but both of the Jays available tonight for this matchup. Going to get to my top 5 picks for tonight here, and this is different picks than what I usually have in the past for my top 5 picks, because I usually do it on NBA player props. But since it's college basketball champ week and these games for college basketball are starting any minute from now, 6 p.m. tip-off time for the Mountain West tournament, going to release these right now. So this is what I got for my top 5 picks for tonight. Colorado State money line over Boise State. Colorado State's been rolling for them. They're actually a 1.5 point underdog on most sports betting sites coming into that matchup today. Colorado State ranks top 10 in efficiency in the nation within the last 30 days. They are on a heater recently for them. They're 16-4 in the Mountain West. Boise State's 14-6. And so one of those teams is going to steal a bid into the bracket. Both of those teams are right now on the bubble cut line. Whoever wins that game gets the AQ. Whoever loses that game has to sweat it out around 24 hours from now on Selection Sunday. Creighton St. John's, the under 144.5. St. John's is one of the top-ranked defenses in the nation. Creighton played a double overtime game a couple nights ago against DePaul. Creighton then beat UConn yesterday, but when you play this many games in the bracket, it's going to be tough to generate with those two teams combined for 145 plus. So I feel like St. John's defense is going to lead the charge in their whole floor. I like the under in that game between Creighton and St. John's. St. John's right now is pulling around a 5.5 or 6.5 on the line. Honestly, would not shock me if St. John's covers that spread. They picked up 2 double-digit wins against Butler and Marquette in their first 2 Big East tournament games, while Creighton snuck by DePaul in double OT. But how they beat UConn yesterday, that was a big win over UConn. And honestly, I thought UConn was going to meet up against St. John's in the conference tournament championship, but it's Creighton today that's doing so. Houston minus 5.5 on the spread over Arizona tonight in the Big 12 tournament championship. The Cougars are rolling. They destroyed BYU, one of the hottest teams in America last night. They take on a high-flying offensive attack with Arizona tonight in this game. Arizona gives up a lot of points, and Houston, they're the number one defense in the nation in defensive efficiency this season. If Houston's defense is locking down Arizona, then Arizona is having a lot of issues in the defensive side of the ball and can't score, because Arizona is known to be a high-flying offensive machine, but they do surrender quite a bit of points. Then Houston's going to come out win this game, and they're going to win this game rather easily or so. So I like the Cougars. They've been dominant just all year long for Houston. I like them to cover that 5.5 point spread tonight over Arizona. Louisville, Duke. I like that game to go over 147.5. I believe both of them scored well into the 70s when they played each other early on in conference play. So I like that score to really tick up tonight in that matchup there. You're looking at a high 70s, low 80s type of score, in my opinion. So I like the over 147.5 between Louisville and Duke on the combined tonight. And UC San Diego, they're potentially could be a Cinderella team in the bracket. Going to have to win tonight over UC Irvine in the Big West Tournament Championship to get the AQ in to get to March Madness. But I like UC San Diego tonight in the Big West Tournament Championship to win by the 5.5 spread margin to cover that tonight in that game. They got two guys that ranked top 10 in the nation in steals per game. They have the number one ball stealer in the nation, averaging just under 3.5 steals per game. Their numbers are crazy. They rank top 5 in the nation in fewest turnovers. They rank top 5 in the nation in forced turnovers. They're averaging around 9 turnovers per game. They're forcing around 17 turnovers per game to opponents. They rank top 3 in the entire college hoops this year in steals per game. So that's what I got. Top 5 picks for tonight. College basketball edition tonight, since it's champ week here. Colorado State on the money line over Boise State to win the Mountain West Tournament Championship. Creighton St. John's going to under 145.5. Houston to cover on a spread over Arizona in the Big 12 Tournament title game. Louisville Duke over 147.5 points. And UC San Diego Big West Championship covering the spread over UC Irvine. If you're doing a stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And going to start here shortly. Celtics against Nets. If you're a college basketball fan out there, make sure to join in on the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted in the chat. All are welcome to do so. And we'll see if we can keep on growing. Right now, we only have 10 total brackets at the moment that people have signed up for. So keep on signing up. Let's keep on growing the group. A couple of years ago, we got over 120 participants in that group. So let's see if we can keep on doing that. What's good? Daniel on the street. Welcome in. Good afternoon to you. Hope all is going well. Will, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Got Tatum on the over tonight in this one. Yeah, hope so. That Jason Tatum can come through, have a monster game in this one here tonight, and he has been looking really good recently for Jason Tatum. He's been playing some really solid games, especially with opponents that's like bottom of the league. He's gone off for like multiple 30-plus point games recently for him, so hoping that he has a gigantic game once again here. Hey, what's good, Jeffrey? Welcome in. I did not see any of the Bryant game today. I was out, actually, so yeah, I was at Stonehill covering lacrosse. Stay tuned tomorrow, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. I might make SportsCenter top 10 or so. There were 2 highlight reel plays in that game from yesterday, and we'll see if those get sent up to Bristol. They scored 2 goals within the span of 20 seconds in the third quarter. Both of those were highlight goals that might get some SportsCenter top 10 recognition. So tomorrow morning, I don't know exactly what time it airs or so, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., SportsCenter top 10. It's going to be competing with a lot of stuff since it's champ week, though, and feel free to check out SportsCenter Top 10 if there's anything on the women's lacrosse. Stonehill College against Wagner College from today, then that's going to make it on the top 10 highlight reel for SportsCenter top 10 if they do choose that over there. They got a lot of competition for clips and stuff. It's probably going to be very difficult because they got college basketball games all over the map that they're doing, like multiple Champ Week games this weekend or so that has like highlight reel stuff. So going up against, because everybody's so focused on basketball, it's probably going to be tough for like a women's college lacrosse clip to beat out multiple Champ Week basketball games based on like the significance of where we are in those seasons. Here we are in college basketball championship week, where we're like not even a month in, or if so exactly at the month point of the season, starting off conference games here for lacrosse games that's going on during the spring. But yeah, congratulations to Bryant. They're going to the tournament. I heard that Maine did not show up in that game today, and doesn't shock me. That's Maine, and yeah, big congrats there to Bryant. So they're moving on. I wonder if there'll be either a 15 or a 16 probably. Kind of a down year for the America East. It's usually Vermont that comes out of that conference, but really, really down year this season. Let's see. I'm going to see what Joe Lunardi's got him at. He's got Bryant taking on Tennessee to 15 versus 2. Tennessee might move up to the 1. Actually, no. I take that back. Florida is going to stay at 1. Yeah, Tennessee, the best they can do is a 2. Probably the best they're going to do is a 2, even if Tennessee beats Florida tomorrow, because Florida's whipping Alabama. Actually, they just beat them. That game's gone final. Here's a couple final scoreboard updates for college basketball games that's gone down last couple minutes. Michigan beat Maryland 81-80. I did not think that's possible. Michigan's going to be playing in the Big Ten Tournament Championship tomorrow. And Michigan State had lost earlier today in their game. So who would have ever imagined it's Michigan against Wisconsin in the Big Ten Tournament Championship game tomorrow? Florida crushed Alabama 104-82. That game was close going into halftime. George Mason, congrats to them, as they won the A10 Tournament semis. They will take on VCU, who beat Loyola Chicago this afternoon. So it's George Mason and VCU, the top two teams in the A10, who will play each other tomorrow in the A10 Tournament Championship game. D'Angelo Russell, Keon Johnson, Cam Johnson, Zaire Williams, Day'Ron Sharpe, the starting 5 for the Brooklyn Nets, going up against the Celtics starting 5. Drew Holiday, he had a season high yesterday in the win over Miami. Sam Hauser, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kristaps Porzingis, the starting 5 for the Celtics. About to tip off here in just a moment. Brooklyn, black jerseys, white numbers, white letters for this matchup. Celtics back in the white uniforms once again tonight. Green numbers, green letters for this matchup needed. Quick turnaround for Boston. Around a 20-hour turnaround time. They arrived in Brooklyn at 2:31 a.m. this morning. Night 2 of a back-to-back. They took on Miami in a 7 o'clock game last night. What's good? Keon on the street. Welcome in. This game is about to start right now. Within the next 15 seconds. Kristaps Porzingis missed the last 2 weeks of action. He is back tonight inside the starting 5 for KP. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. About to tip off here between the Celtics and the Nets. The Celtics are an 11.5 point favorite. Night 2 of a back-to-back. We know what happens on night 2 of a back-to-back. Peyton Pritchard goes off. He's the one. If you had a bet out there, take the over points, take the over made threes tonight for Peyton Pritchard, because he heats up and he goes off on these back-to-backs. Porzingis going up for this opening tip. About to get launched up here with Brooklyn battling Day'Ron Sharpe, and we are underway as the Celtics control the opening tip. No Derek White, no Al Horford. Everybody else available for tonight's matchup here for Boston. Drew Holiday sends it off to Tatum, fires a bullet inside the key off the Brown. Brown, the free throw circle jumper over Cam Johnson, off the back rim, no good. Tipped off the glass. Brooklyn almost had their own basket there as it went off the glass, sent by 2 Brooklyn defenders and eventually rebounded by the Nets. Brooklyn is 1-9 over the past 10 games, an average margin of loss of over 8 points. D'Lo dribbles up inside the key, floats up the rudder over Porzingis, missed off the mark, no good, and we got basket interference charged in the defense. It's on Porzingis. So that shot wasn't even close, but it gets counted as a basket since it hit the rim because Porzingis touched the bottom part of the netting going up for the block, didn't realize where he was, and when he went up for the block, he touched the bottom part of the netting. 2-0 Brooklyn. What's good, Marcus in the stream? Welcome in. Things going well today. Jumpers good by Porzingis. Good to see that he's back in action. KP, first game that he has played in the last 14 plus days. He was out for an extended period of time last couple weeks due to an illness. Russell, bounce pass on the top off to Cam Johnson. Johnson drives, kick out, corner, three. That's way off the mark. No good. Missed by Keon Johnson. Celtics with the ball. Jaylen Brown at the left corner, double teamed outside Tatum, moves it off to Porzingis, pops up for the three. That is well short out of bounds. I know they want to give him his looks, give him his shots, but yeah, that was not a smart shot there by Porzingis. Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday is when they get the first 4 games. They get the playing games. D'Lo crosses midcourt off to Cam Johnson around the perimeter. Bounce pass top of the free throw circle. Day'Ron Sharpe takes on Porzingis. Handoff to Cam Johnson. Over to Sharpe. Sharpe at the top. Not a three-point shooter. Bounce pass over to Keon Johnson. And his jumper is good. He's able to stick that one at the right baseline. That is good. That's actually a 3 by Keon Johnson. So 5-2 now for Brooklyn. Celtics with possession. Porzingis. Handoff. Tatum. Pocket pass. Porzingis rolls down. Kicks out to the wing. Hauser. Push pass. Quarter. 3. Drew. Off the mark. No good. A rebound. Secure by Day'Ron Sharpe. Clutch. What's good? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Running the floor. Keon Johnson. Blocked by Tatum. Bounce pass ahead of the pack. One player to beat. Holiday. Right over one defender. That's D'Lo with a left-hand layup. Drew Holiday picking off where he left off last night. Just such a key player. And makes just game-winning plays for Drew Holiday, and he's on the board. Porzingis almost came up with a steal. Hold your breath for the big fella as he jumped the route, got tripped up at the midcourt logo. And this is going to be Celtics basketball here. Brooklyn commits the loose ball foul. So Celtics will get this ball back. Gotta love the effort by Porzingis. Back of the lineup. 14 days of rest for KP coming into this game. Here is Holiday. Outside finds Tatum. Tatum, edge of the midcourt logo right now for Boston. Bounce past Porzingis. Pushes it out to the corner. Hauser off to Porzingis. Open 3. No good. Missed off the rim short. And the rebound controlled by Cam Johnson. Brooklyn by 1. Johnson, pocket pass. Rolling down. Day'Ron Sharpe. Hook shot. No good. Off the back rim. A rebound secured by Tatum. Jason Tatum already 2 rebounds to begin this game right now. Tatum at the right wing perimeter. He brings along a double team. So good at playmaking. Gets it away when he brings the double off to Hauser. Dish outside Porzingis into the hands to Hauser. Tatum has it again. 6 in the timer. Tatum dribbles, drives inside, floats the pass. Brown out to Holiday. 2 in the shot clock. Jumper to elbow. Got the bounce. It's good for 2 by Drew. Drew Holiday, unquestioned, stepping up here. Last night and tonight once again. Got to get buckets in the point. Celtics relied way too much on too many perimeter jumpers in the loss against OKC on Wednesday. Same thing yesterday. The win against Miami. Still relying upon the three-point shot a lot. You got to take it to the rim against this Nets team. Bottom 3 in paint defense this season. Kick out corner. Brown off to Holiday. His 3 came off the rim short. Out of the packets. Brooklyn with a rebound. Sharpe takes it a distance. Nice bounce pass there by D'Lo. Day'Ron Sharpe trailed the play and scored a layup. 7-6 now. Ashton, what's good? Welcome in. Yes, I think the Celtics can score 113 plus points in this game. So I think Celtics can go over that 112.5 today. Jaylen Brown outside finds Holiday. His 3 missed off the mark. No good. A rebound secure by Brooklyn. This game's had kind of a slow pace to it so far, though. Cam Johnson, top of the key, launches the 3, skipped around the rim and out. Tatum collects the defensive rebound. Only 6 on the board so far for the Celtics. Tatum, at the left wing, dribbles up to the elbow, bounce pass outside, finds Porzingis. Over to Tatum once again. Tatum's guarded by Zaire Williams, 101. Tatum, low block, soars up to the rim, and he scores up and off the backboard. Able to shake Zaire Williams there as he completely just whiffed at him. Celtics by 1. First 5 minutes of action here. Cam Johnson attacks inside the paint over Holiday, scores for 2. Now the pace is starting to push up on the floor. Drew Holiday crosses midcourt. Holiday at the left wing, gets it away off to Tatum. Tatum, rise and fire, swoosh. Good for the J for JT. Jason Tatum coming to play today right now. Back-to-back buckets for him. He's got 4. Cam Johnson, top of the key, sends it off to D'Lo. Russell dribbles up, bounce pass, cutter, backdoor, circles around with Keon Johnson. The 3 missed, fired by Cam Johnson, and Drew Holiday collected a defensive rebound. Holiday bumped into at the wing, off to Porzingis. Porzingis is back, baby. Soars up, slicing a double team to the rim by KP. Celtics by 3, 12-9, and Brooklyn is going to burn a timeout. Porzingis also got fouled on this slam dunk from behind. He got clobbered by Day'Ron Sharpe. Porzingis will have a free throw coming up once we come back from the timeout. Good start for the Celtics right now. They lead 12-9 to the first break in the game. 6:17 left to go in the opening quarter. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. 40 plus watching right now. Selection Sunday is tomorrow. If you'd like to join in for my next stream, feel free to be there. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, the Field of 68, the March Madness bracket will be revealed tomorrow. Also pinned into the chat, we have the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group that I do every single year over on ESPN. Feel free to join in if you guys would like. It's welcome out there for everybody to join. A couple of years ago, we had over 120 brackets filled out. This year so far, we only have 10 people sign up. So make sure to keep on signing up, everybody, so we can keep that number growing. Eventually, 10 will grow into 20, 20 will grow into 40, 40 will grow into 80, 80 will grow into 160, and so on. So make sure to keep on signing up, everybody. Click the link, which is pinned into the chat, for the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group to be a part of this year's March Madness Tournament Challenge. First update tonight on college basketball scores. Here we go. North Texas UAB American Tournament Semis for the right to take on Memphis tomorrow in the American Tournament Championship. UAB leads North Texas 8-7 in the first 6+ minutes of action. Boise State quick lead 4-0 against Colorado State in the Mountain West Tournament Championship. Houston leading 3-0 in the opening minute against Arizona in the Big 12 Tournament Championship. Creighton taking on St. John's. That will tip off in 10 minutes in the Big East Tournament Championship. And then Louisville takes on Duke later tonight, 8:30 p.m. in the ACC Tournament Championship. Porzingis missed 8 straight games leading up to this due to an illness, playing in 33 out of 68 games this season, averaging around 19 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, over 1.5 blocks per game, a 40% perimeter shooter, just changing everything in this complete dynamic of the Celtics when KP is fully healthy. Great to see that he's back tonight for Porzingis. 12-9 Celtics lead. Porzingis will have a free throw coming back from the timeout. My time is completely wrong. There we go. Yeah, 6:15 left to go. I don't know why it said 17. I think I accidentally typed in something in there. I think maybe I put like an extra 7. 6:17. Oh, I know what I did. Yeah, I put in the 17 into the minutes. That's why. Missed free throw by Porzingis as we come back to action. 6:15 and under left to go in the first. D'Lo, edge of the midcourt logo, bounce pass over to Day'Ron Sharpe. Sharpe at the top, hand off to D'Lo. D'Lo at the elbow, kick out, corner, 3, no good. Around the rim and out to miss by Brooklyn. Tipped around, Tatum collects the defensive rebound. That was off the miss by number 45, Keon Johnson. Jaylen Brown. Bounce pass, Tatum at the top. Tatum off the screener, set by Porzingis. Porzingis flares off to his left. Tatum back to Porzingis, into the hands to Tatum. No look pass, right corner. Hauser, swoosh. Oh yeah, bang bang from the perimeter by Sam Hauser. That was a beautiful no look dime there by Jason Tatum. 6-3, Celtics doubling up Brooklyn on total assists in this game. A runner by D'Lo, and he goes up, gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up by D'Angelo Russell. Drew Holiday picks up his first personal foul. Hey, there we go. So Garrett Crochet going to be Red Sox opening day starting pitcher. Yeah, hopefully a big year out of the Red Sox this year, man. 2 free throws coming up by D'Lo. First one's good. Luke Cornett checks into the game first time tonight. He's been a positive plus this year for Luke Cornett. Peyton Pritchard also on the floor. First time today. He goes off and he's back-to-backs night number 2. He has huge numbers. Game after game after game. Both of the free throws good at the line for Brooklyn. 4-point game. Celtics cross midcourt with Pritchard. It's Pritchard, Tatum. Baylor Shireman's also on the floor. Sam Hauser and Luke Cornett. A lot of dribbling by Pritchard, and Pritchard dribbled his way out of bounds. Yeah, that's a tough possession there to start this game on for Pritchard. You want to make a mark by entering this game in a splash, and that was not a good sign to start it off there. But still, we got a ton more possessions left to go in this game. Runner is good by Cam Johnson, 15-13. Hey, what's good? Lloyd in the stream, welcome in. Yeah, it's got cloudy outside right now, but hopefully the Celtics can make it 2 in a row tonight. Tatum has it at the Nets logo. Tatum off the double team. Has Cornett open at the top of the free throw circle. Now calls Cornett to set the screen. Tatum slices the double team. Tatum takes it right to the rim. He scores. Up and in off the backboard. Plus a foul as well. Tatum going to shoot an and one. He might have got poked in the eye at the backside of this play here. And Tatum just slices off a double team right between 2 defenders and then meets D'Angelo Russell at the rim. And did Russell poke him in the eye here? Ooh. Yeah, that's... I could probably see if they slow down the replay. Tatum seems like he's fine now. But yeah, it looked like he might have got poked in the eye by D'Lo at the back end of that play. So Tatum's going to shoot a free throw coming up. Yeah, if so, that's a terrible foul committed by D'Angelo Russell. I mean, Tatum just blew right by you, and all you did was poke him in the eye, and you picked up a foul, and Tatum got the and one. That's a terrible foul for D'Lo. Like, not in any sort of guarding position. Just let Tatum blow right past him, and just tries to reach in to the face with one hand, and ends up poking him in the eye. So right now, referees are looking at this at the monitor to see if there's anything like flagrant or anything about that call. There's nothing. So just a common foul. So common shooting foul. Tatum will shoot 1 here. Free throw's good. 5-point advantage now for the Celtics. Nets with possession. The Celtics looking good, shooting the ball early on. 8 for 14 for the floor. Brooklyn 5 for 13. And the Nets just buried a 3. That is number 27 for Brooklyn. Maxwell Lewis in his second season on the Pepperdine. 2-point game. Tatum at the right wing, guarded by Lewis 1-on-1 in the mismatch. Tatum, step back 3 in the air. No good, missed it short. Right place, right time, though, for Luke Cornett to come up with a loose ball. New shot clock. Or no, shot clock's down to 6 and deflected out of bounds off Brooklyn. Never touched the rim on that 3 by Tatum. That's why the shot clock was down to 6. They're going to reset it here because Brooklyn last deflected the ball out of bounds. So this shot clock gets reset. 14 on the timer for the Celtics. Under 4 minutes left to go in the first. Tatum attacks the rack. No good. Couldn't finish at the rim. Looking for the foul call. Couldn't get it. Brooklyn with possession here. Maxwell Lewis over Cornett, and he scores for 2. We're tied up 18-18. Yeah, Porzingis looking pretty decent so far for him. He wants to take a couple more shots than he usually takes. That's the only thing, but looking pretty good so far as Pritchard lines up the 3 and splashes it. 21-18, going to have a big game out of Peyton Pritchard. He loves these back-to-backs. He goes off constantly on back-to-backs. Zaire Williams slides it over to Maxwell Lewis. Lewis, bounce pass outside, number 4, Reese Beekman on a two-way contract out of out of Virginia, and Maxwell Lewis just buried a corner 3. 21-21. This could be a little bit of a trap game tonight for the Celtics. Peyton Pritchard making sure that doesn't happen, though. Celtics didn't even have like 20 hours to prepare for this game. Finished the game at Miami yesterday around 9:30. Got back at like 2:30 in the morning after their flight in Brooklyn. That's tough travel. And I was kind of shocked to see this line being an 11.5, considering that there's no Derek White and no Al Horford tonight in this game. Derek White's been the legitimate closer for your team in the last couple weeks. Missed shot by Brooklyn at the elbow. Cornette came down with a defensive rebound. Pritchard slides it off to Tatum. Outside to the corner, Hauser. Hauser, left baseline dribble, bounce pass, corner 3. Baylor, Shire, man. Yup, he got it. Bounced off the rim 3 times. Able to find his way in, though, for Baylor. 26-21 Celtics. Got the luck of the bounce there. Tyrese Martin. Outside to the right wing. No good on the... Oh, yeah, it was good. Wow, there's some generous bounces going on. That is Jalen Wilson, second-year player out of Kansas, who just lined up a 3. Wow. So that is back-to-back threes made that took multiple bounces off the rim by each team. Jalen Wilson, that 3 appeared like it was going to go short, but it drifted off to the front rim, to the back and in. There's another 3 by Jalen Wilson, and Joe Mazzola burns a timeout. You got young guys out here for Brooklyn that's competing right now. 27-26, minute 33 left to go in the first as we head to the timeout. Yeah, these young guys for Brooklyn, hungry, playing super hungry currently. 8 points off the bench by Maxwell Lewis, 6 points off the bench by Jalen Wilson. That's now a combined 5 for 5 shooting off the bench between those two. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe as we head over to the timeout right now. College basketball scores at the moment. Boise State leads Colorado State 8-7. In the Mountain West Tournament Championship game, Houston leads Arizona 5-4 in the Big 12 Tournament Championship. In North Texas, right now a 1-point lead against UAB, 11-10, with 10.5 left to go in the first half in the American Tournament semis. Winner of that game will take on Memphis tomorrow in the American Tournament title game. Creighton St. John's, that game will tip off in any minute. Here's a quick word from my channel sponsor, BetUS. BetUS allows you to bet on the season sports action. It's an A+ rated sports book which has been running since 1994. It's available in all 50 U.S. states. With BetUS, you can bet on your favorite sports teams, players, and sporting events. And for new sports bettors who go to the BetUS website, you'll receive a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits of up to $2,000. Use my BetUS channel link, which is posted in the description of this video. So just dropped the link out in the chat as well, or you can click the QR code at the bottom corner of the screen. BetUS has same-game parlays and live sports betting during games. Also has a player prop builder where you can put together player props and also team props as well. For BetUS, all you have to do is click the link for BetUS, and then if you're a new sports bettor, you'll receive 125% on a bonus on your first 3 deposits of up to $2,000. BetUS has been changing the game for over 30 years. 1-point game right now, 27-26. We're going to see Nebius Keita on the floor for the first time tonight. So back to action. Celtics left to right on the floor with the basketball. Pritchard on the court with Cada, Cornette, Tatum, and Hauser. Pritchard at the top, slides it over to a Cornette, top of the free throw circle, guarded by D'Lo. Hand off to Tatum. Tatum drives inside the key, jump over. One defender connects on the J. That's over Tyrese Martin on the deep two. Jason Tatum right now looking like he's in the zone in this game for JT. 9 points in 11 minutes, 4 for 7 shooting, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Russell, guarded by Pritchard, top of the key. Russell now dribbles up, switch steer, guarded by Cornette around the outside. 5 of the shot clock. Russell, shake and bake, step back at the left wing perimeter, off the mark, no good. Tatum controls the defensive rebound. Jason Tatum right now racking up the rebounds in this opening quarter. Tatum slows down tempo here. Under 40 seconds left to go in the first. Tatum, dish outside to Hauser. It's a dangerous pass. Hauser came away with it. Hauser dribbling back, away from the hoop, sends it across the floor off to Tatum. 4 to shot clock. Tatum, crossover, dribbles, drives, right down the lane, inside, he scores, up and in off the backboard. That's easy right there. Dribble drive penetration gave him all you could handle, and Jason Tatum gave the defense all he's got, and right there, cash money to the rim. He's got 11. Nets with possession. 11 seconds left to go in the first. Russell, guarded by Pritchard, final possession left to go in the first. And Peyton Pritchard commits the reach and foul. 5 seconds left to go. Yeah, Tatum bullying his way a couple times in this game, getting what he wants and getting whatever he can handle at the rim. D'Lo in the final seconds left to close out the opening quarter. Far side, front court, inbounds. Jumper by Jalen Wilson at the buzzer, no good off the back rim. Couldn't get the second shot up in time by Brooklyn. Close out the end of the first quarter. Celtics lead by 3, 30-27. So 1 quarter in the books in this one. Celtics 11.5 point favorite on the line. They're coming off a game last night, though. They didn't have much time to get rest or prepare for this matchup. So it doesn't shock me right now that this game is close, considering the travel circumstances for the Celtics, traveling from Miami to Brooklyn on a very short rest. Didn't get in until 2 o'clock this morning. We close out the end of the first quarter. Celtics lead by 3, 30-27. All right, so 1 quarter of the books. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe right now. Celtics looking really good to begin this game. Yeah, welcome in. Slot Error, thanks for joining in. Yeah, once Pritchard subbed in, a couple of rough possessions for him once he checked in. Kimberly, welcome in. Yeah, good to see that Porzingis is back. He missed 8 straight games coming into this one. Really good sign, though. There were people in the last stream that they were asking about whether Porzingis would return at any point or so. So yeah, there wasn't really anything clear about Porzingis' timetable for recovery from that illness, but it's a good sign that he's right now playing in this game. He got the start today for Porzingis. Yeah, so Jaylen Brown's backup, Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser got the start in this game because Celtics are missing Derek White, so Hauser gets the start. I think Baylor Shireman's probably deeper down the rotation for somebody else who plays the same position as Jaylen Brown and Sam Hauser. We come back to action, start to the second quarter. Yeah, it's interesting because Al Horford, he can play the 5, he can play the 4, so he's kind of considered the backup sometimes to Tatum. Xavier Tillman, like, he's either a small ball 5 or he's more so a 4, and he's really fallen off the depth chart for him. This guy is a legitimate 5 for the future. Neemias Queta attacks the rack there. Jaylen Brown records the assist, and Neemias Queta just destroys the rim. Gotta love little type of energy players with bursts that you get here and there. Neemias Queta's that guy. Coming off the bench gives you that burst of energy. This guy's going to be a really good player in the future for the team. If he can cut like back on the foul issues, because he's still like a raw player for Queta, but like he does a lot of like energy plays that helps out the team. Like if this team is struggling to get something done, just give this guy a dunk. He just rejuvenates this entire team. Jaylen Brown picks off the pass inside the key, collects the steal. Brown on the floor with Pritchard, Porzingis, Queta, and Holiday. Missed 3 by Porzingis. Yeah, that's the only thing that I'm not liking about Porzingis tonight is that he's attempting way too many threes and he's missing those shots. Open jumper here for Brooklyn. They cannot make it. Offensive rebound with Day'Ron Sharpe, and he gets fouled. That's going to be charged to Queta. So 2 free throws coming up for Day'Ron Sharpe. Hey, what's good, Brad? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in, man. Good start here for the Celtics right now. Kind of a tricky game. In terms of scheduling, this is probably one of the toughest games that they'll play in, like... It's not like talking about like the toughest opponent or so being the toughest team, but in terms of like travel time and like deadlines to get to like the next place to play your game, this is the toughest it gets today. They played last night at 7 p.m., wrapped up around 9:30 against Miami. Then their flight took off after the game. Their flight flew into New York City around 2:30 a.m. this morning. Brooklyn split the free throws. So these guys were at the hotel in their beds until like the middle of the night, like 3 in the morning, when like nobody's up or anything. Porzingis entry pass down low off the turnaround, and he shoots and he scores for 2. That just makes him so lethal. And this team's so lethal is that whenever Porzingis posts up, gets that ball inside the key, just shoots over dudes, and Brooklyn attacks the rack with a 2-handed flush. Able to turn the corner with Maxwell Lewis. 5-point game now. Lewis has got 10 points coming off the bench. Brown, guarded by Lewis. Outside finds Holiday. Moves it off to the low block. Queta circles around the key. Outside off to Drew. Drew dribbles, drives, attacks the paint. That's too high. Missed the left-handed hook shot off balance off the top of the glass. And Brooklyn with a chance to crawl within 2. They missed the 3. Wide open was Jalen Wilson at the right wing. Pritchard. Gonna slow down tempo here with 9:34 left. Gotta get this clock back going. Yeah, and they're hanging in right now without Cam Thomas. I heard that Cam Thomas most likely suffered a season-ending injury. They just found out about that today. Peyton Pritchard knocks down another 3. Yeah, 22-44 record. That record doesn't take into account a lot of like competitive games that they've played throughout the course of the season for Brooklyn so far this year. 38-30, Celtics by 8. Russell drives on Queta, floats up the shot over. Queta got fouled. 2 free throws coming up for D'Angelo Russell. Yeah, it's probably going to be tough for the Nets to get into a play-in spot, too, because right now they're 6 games behind Chicago. Chicago's the 10th place team in the East. Brooklyn is tied for 12th with Philadelphia. I don't know, if Miami keeps on losing games, then there's a chance that somebody will eventually be the number 10 seed out in the Eastern Conference in that play. And Jaylen Brown lines up the 3 and connects on it. Celtics by 10, largest lead of the game right now. Luke Kornet comes in, and he replaces Keita. So, yeah, I talked about the foul trouble for Keita. That's the concern. That's like his main concern as a player. Just fouls too much. He's got 2 personal fouls so far this first half. Brooklyn with possession. 8:40 left to go before halftime. And that's Jalen Wilson, number 22. That gets fouled. That'll be charged to Kornet. So Luke Kornet picks up his first personal foul now. First one no good, left it short. If you're doing a stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here, and thanks all for joining in tonight for this one. The second free throw is good by Jalen Wilson. 9-point lead for the Celtics. Peyton Pritchard on the court with Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Jaylen Brown, Luke Kornet. Brown at the right wing draws the double team. Bounce pass Drew, pocket pass underneath. Luke Kornet flushes it home with a 2-hand slam plus the foul. All the little keys that Drew Holiday does on the floor. Might not be putting up a humongous number in terms of scoring, but it's those unselfish plays that he moves the basketball around just like that. Jaylen Brown, the bounce pass to Holiday, and then Holiday, nice little bounce pass underneath the hoop to set up Luke Kornet perfectly with a slam dunk +1. One free throw coming up after the timeout for Luke Kornet, and the Celtics lead by 11, 43-32, with 8:19 left to go before halftime. I really like how the Celtics are finishing at the rim today. They've done a great job with a couple of and ones that they've got so far. Scoreboard update right now for college basketball. Colorado State jumping all over Boise State 22-9 in the Mountain West Tournament Championship game. Colorado State's one of the hottest teams in America right now. UAB leads North Texas 23-17. What would the bracket not be like without UAB? Last year they snuck in during the final game and won the American. They've been into the tournament last couple of years now. UAB might do it for the third time since 2021 to get into the bracket. Houston leads Arizona 19-16, and Creighton off the jump here leading 10-2 right now against St. John's in the first 4 minutes. Creighton's been a very difficult team to figure out this year. They got taken into double overtime a couple nights ago against DePaul. They beat UConn yesterday. They have some really good wins that they've got. So they've got some couple of head-scratching losses for them this year. They're a really interesting team. Yup, UAB gonna get a bid. Welcome in Vegas out here. I was saying yesterday, if there's any bid stealer, Mountain West both of those teams are on the bubble, so that's not like a definite bid stealer, but I mean like a definite bid stealer, like a team that comes out of nowhere that's not even in bubble contention. That's UAB, and I was talking about that yesterday. The American is gonna get out of all the conference. I was fully confident in the American out of all the conferences to get a bid stealer, and it looks like UAB could be that team right now. Yeah, I thought of two teams in my mind, UAB or North Texas. Whoever wins that game, which UAB has got a real good shot, looking good early on. And they've been like a regular in the bracket. Last couple of years, a regular team in the bracket. It's going to be interesting to see how many teams the Mountain West gets tomorrow. Right now, New Mexico is a lock. Utah State's a lock, question mark. A 10 seed for Utah State. I think their record's going to get them in. I think they're like 26-7, so they got a good record. That should be enough to get them in as like a 10 seed or so for Utah State. They're going to get a third team in the bracket tonight with a winner of Colorado State against Boise State, but the question is, they can get upwards to 5 in the bracket, whether Boise State makes it in, whether San Diego State makes it in for the Mountain West. So it's going to get real interesting, especially who will get bids out of the Mountain West. They can have as many as 3 and upwards as the 5. And honestly, I don't see a pathway too far for any of those teams in the Mountain West. Missed runner by Brooklyn. Celtics with possession, up by 11. Brown, bounce pass on top off to Holiday. Finds Porzingis. He's back in the lineup, getting his first start in over 2 weeks. Lob over the top. It's a two-handed flush by Lou Cornett. Payton Pritchard set him up nicely. Celtics by 13, largest lead in the game. Lance in the stream, welcome in. Best of luck there on the over 215 total points. Yeah, someone put out above 112.5 for the Celtics tonight as Brooklyn. They will not count that basket. Brooklyn gets called in the travel violation, turned over by the Nets. Yeah, I'm fully confident the Celtics are gonna score well over 113 tonight. 215 plus. Only thing is, my question about that, if the Celtics score like 120 and allow Brooklyn to like 85, that's where my question mark's on that. We've had games like that this season as Jaylen Brown knocks it down at the baseline. Yeah, that's the only thing. If this game's a blowout and the Celtics score like 115, 120 at the end of this game and limit the Nets to like the 90s, then that under's that over an amount of points is not going to play the role if Brooklyn really gets locked up. Brooklyn with 6.5 minutes left to go, stuck at 32. Payton Pritchard receives the skip pass from Lou Cornett, sizzles the triple. This game's getting to be a blowout right now. 50-32, and Brooklyn burns the timeouts. Celtics firing at all cylinders. This is a really good sign. I honestly thought that this was a trap game for the Celtics. Less than 20 hours to prepare for this game. It doesn't matter who you play in the NBA. You're playing as paid professionals out here. So any team's going to bring their best at any moment going up against the defending champs. And, I mean, wow. This is real good. A 20-5 start in the second quarter. This Celtics team did not get into New York City until 3 in the morning last night. I mean, they hit the sack at like 3 a.m. Their flight flew into New York City last night at 2:30 in the morning. They got in from Miami. They're playing night 2 of a back-to-back. They took on the Heat yesterday at Miami, had to fly all the way to Brooklyn. And these guys in a regular sleep schedule, throwing off the circadian rhythm, doesn't matter because they're ready to go. Looks like they had their breakfast at like 1 p.m. today for this team, and they're ready to roll. Looks like we got breakfast at 1, lunch at 4, balling out at 6 o'clock, and then dinner tonight's going to be dropped down at 10 p.m. That's what it looks like for the Celtics. Celtics are rolling right now by 18. What over did I take? Oh, I was just talking about the over total points for this game. I didn't have any predictions for this game today. Here's my top 5 picks if anybody wants to see. Some of these are late night picks, by the way, so some of these games are still in play. 4 to 5 are 2 games that still are certainly bettable on what I have. Here's what I got today. Colorado State. This is for college basketball champ week 4 today. Colorado State on the money line, winning over Boise State. Here's the score. Colorado State 28, Boise State 15. That's looking good right now. Creighton St. John's under 144.5. We'll see how that pans out. Looking pretty good when St. John's is stuck at 9. I did not expect that. I thought St. John's would beat Creighton. There's still a long time left to go in that game. Creighton leads 17-9 with 12 minutes left to go in the first. I've got Houston minus 5.5 on the spread over Arizona. Arizona leads right now 21-19 against Houston. And then 2 of the late games tonight at 8:30. I like Duke and Louisville to hit the over on over 147.5, and then UC San Diego to cover the spread to get the AQ out of the Big West and beat UC Irvine tonight to cover that 5.5 point spread. 50-32. How about Michigan and Wisconsin tomorrow in the Big Ten Tournament Championship? That's insane. I would have never guessed that. A week ago, I was talking about Michigan being in some serious danger in the bracket, and all of a sudden, they've made a run to the championship game. Tomorrow is Jaylen Brown kicked the ball. It's kicked ball violation, charged to Jaylen Brown, and will stay Brooklyn ball. Yeah, this is really good. I like what I'm seeing out of the Celtics here. Jason Tatum checks back in on the floor. 11.5 point favorites for Boston right now. 50-32 for the Celtics on night 2 of a back-to-back. Peyton Pritchard with 11 points. What he does best, getting buckets on night 2 of a back-to-back. If there were 2 things to bet on for tonight's game, for this game right here, I would have told you Peyton Pritchard over total points, Peyton Pritchard over total threes, because he is just an absolute force in night 2s on back-to-backs. Net score off a 15-foot J. Pritchard had it kicked out of bounds off the nets there. Number 4 for Brooklyn. Kicked it out of bounds with Reese Beekman. Yeah, I can't believe it. Michigan beats Maryland, one of the hottest teams in America. And some of these upsets are stunning. I cannot get a read on Creighton right now. They got taken into double overtime against DePaul a couple nights ago. They crushed UConn yesterday. They come out and they have a pretty big lead right now on St. John's. Holiday dump off down low. Porzingis rips the Rushak and scores with a 2-handed flush. Just unselfish basketball being displayed here by the Celtics. Part of a 17-4 run in the last 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Day'Ron Sharp, kick out to the corner. Right baseline dribble for Brooklyn, and they missed the shot from point-blank range. Drew Holiday contests the miss by Reese Beekman. It goes back to Boston. Porzingis was the one who came up with a rebound. 8 points, 2 rebounds, and a block so far by KP, shooting 4 for 7 from the floor. Brown weaves his way. Backdoor layup, no good. Got fouled. 2 free throws coming up here by Jaylen Brown. Do I think KP would have made a difference in the OKC game? Yeah, I think he would have in that game. He alters a ton of shots, stretches the floor. If it's the Celtics OKC in the finals, then I think he's going to make a big difference. If so, he has to be fully healthy for him. Based on his availability, OKC probably still would have won that game against the Celtics. Would have been by a point or 2 though. The only thing is that sometimes Porzingis, when he's been out there, he's had way fewer box minus than Al Horford when he's been on the floor. So I think once he gets in more reps, because he hasn't consistently been healthy, it's been games in spurts, like 10 games here, out for like the next 5-6 games, 10 games here. Yeah, I think we're looking at OKC in the finals. OKC against the winner of the Celtics Cavs in the finals. A lot of people that I've been talking to aren't really taking the Cavs seriously. I mean, come on, they've won 16 straight games. Like, how many teams in NBA history can tell you that they've won 16 straight games in a row? Any team that does that is going to just pounce on the competition and make their way all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. There's no way that like any of the other teams are going to be able to compete against that for the most part. And Tatum down low scores up and then off the backboard. It's a big differential between the top and the bottom as well. Cam Johnson off the baseline dribble scores up and then off the glass. I think it's going to go to 7 between the Celtics and OKC if they meet in the finals. I think, too, that Celtics-Cavs are going to go into 7. Other than that, Celtics and Cavs are probably going to be done with their first round and second round series. More so the first round. Both of them are probably going to sweep whoever they get in the first round. But second round, especially if it's the Knicks and the Celtics take on the Knicks, then I honestly see that as a sweep, in my opinion. The Knicks have been nowhere close to competing against signature competition this year. Jaylen Brown off the lob scores for 2. Celtics looking real good, shooting shots, hitting efficient marks. 13 by Tatum, 8 by Brown, 11 off the bench by Pritchard. Celtics an efficient 24 for 37, 65% from the floor right now. Cam Johnson, guarded by Tatum, top of the key, 5 of the shot clock. Johnson drives downhill, blocked by Cordet. Brooklyn gets it back, jump stop inside the key, and a turnaround jumper missed wide left. And that was off the mark by Keon Johnson. Jaylen Brown backs his way, outside finds Tatum. Tatum elevates for the J. His 3 came off the rim short. Keon Johnson with a defensive rebound. And Brooklyn just dialed up a 3. That is Zaire Williams out in transition. 57-41. Joe Mazzulla's going to burn a timeout now. 2:37 left to go before halftime as we take the timeout. Yeah, I agree. They got so many good defenders on that team for OKC. What I'm concerned about is Peyton Pritchard. He just hasn't had any good games yet when he's taken on the Thunder. I mean, he's got locked up. That's a really difficult matchup for him. So I'm getting ready for Selection Sunday tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. for Selection Sunday. The bracket reveal begins at 6. And 24 hours from now, we will have a bracket for this year's March Madness Tournament. If you'd like to join in and be a part of this year's March Madness Tournament Bracket Challenge for my channel, the Bracket Challenge group link is pinned into the chat. All are welcome to do so. All you have to do is click the link that's pinned in the chat. And then if you don't have an ESPN account, create an ESPN account. And then after you've created an ESPN account, click Join a Group for Behind the Arc Basketball. And you'll be a part of this year's March Madness Tournament Challenge. Here's what the graphic will look like for tomorrow. I get the top of the brackets, Region 1, Region 2, bottom of the bracket going to look like that. And going to be a fun selection show for tomorrow. 57-41, 2:37 left to go before halftime. This game's whizzing on by. If you watch ESPN SportsCenter in the morning, stay tuned tomorrow morning. I called a women's lacrosse game this morning between Stonehill and Wagner. One of the plays was a sports, potentially, it might get some nominations depending on how the competition is for highlight stuff, but it was an insane highlight reel shot that I covered. It was a no-look shot for women's lacrosse today. It was insane. They had 2 no-look goals scored within a 20-second span in the third quarter, and both of them potential nominees if they get enough send-outs for the video over to Bristol. Then it gets put on the highlight reel to potentially be a SportsCenter type highlight reel there. So my call for today's lacrosse matchup might be put on some sort of highlight reel coming up on national TV if it gets enough recognition out of all the stuff going on. It's probably going to be tough, though, because there's so many conference tournament games going on at the same time as well. 57-43 down to a minute and a half left to go before halftime. At the left wing, it's a three taken by Keon Johnson, and he splashes it. 11-point game currently. Yeah, I've put it on tape record. I don't know if it's going to make it in because there's so many basketball games going on that they're probably going to overweight basketball over lacrosse. Jrue Holiday at the top, dribbles, drives inside the key. Nice pass behind the defense. Luke Cornett soars up and he throws it down with authority. The punch through there by Luke Cornett. Celtics by 13. Celtics cooking 34-18 points in the paint. Exactly what they're doing, providing balance in this game, not over-relying upon the three ball. 3-point make is good from the perimeter by Keon Johnson. 10-point game here. 59-49 Celtics with possession. Holiday, his shot, open up the bank right there. Drops in the two by Jrue. (61-49). 20 seconds left to go before halftime. I think it's going to be SGA, most likely, because Oklahoma City's on a runaway out in the West, even though Jokic is putting up career numbers this year for Denver. And a missed follow-through by Brooklyn. They got fouled, though, in the putback with 8.7 seconds left. So the Nets are going to get free throws out of this. 8.7 seconds remaining. First one is good by Brooklyn. Second one's good as well. 61-51. Final seconds left to go before halftime. Tatum lobs it up over the top. Luke Cornett throws it down with the alley-oop jam. Celtics by 12. Half-court shot at the buzzer by Brooklyn. Hit the top of the glass, and we close out. Go to halftime, and the Celtics lead 63-51 going into halftime. What a start here for the Celtics tonight. Put it up 63 in the first half. An incredibly efficient start. 60% from the floor. 27 for 45 right now as a team. But yeah, if you guys are doing the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, as right now we're currently at halftime at the moment. I'll go through a quick scoreboard update here in just a moment. Jason Tatum looking good so far, 13 points. 6 for 11 from the floor. Hasn't made a three so far in this game. 0 for 4 from the perimeter, but he does have 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and he's taking it to the rack. I like how he's playing down the hill tonight for JT. Peyton Pritchard always looking good off night 2 of a back-to-back. Tonight he's got 11 points. Perfect 3 for 3 from the perimeter, 4 for 4 from the floor, 11 points in 15 minutes, a plus 12 on the court today. Porzingis, plus 20 when he's been on the floor. Talk about changing everything. He's got 8 points so far, 2 rebounds and a block in his first game back within 2+ weeks. 8 points by Jaylen Brown, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks for JB. Celtics playing some big-time defense in the first half with 5 total blocks as a team. No Derek White, no Al Horford. Still, even though you're missing 2 key players, no problem getting the job done, up by 12 at halftime. Brooklyn, led by Keon Johnson, 11 points by him, 10 points by Maxwell Lewis. Cam Johnson limited to 8. Just 3 for 9 shooting tonight for Cam Johnson. Hey, there we go. Best of luck there to Lions. Hopefully that comes through for you tonight there, bud. Let's see what we got. College basketball scores right now. Conference Tournament Championship week, and this is what we got. Colorado State leading Boise State at the half, 32-22. In the Mountain West Tournament Championship, Arizona leads Houston at halftime, 33-28. Creighton leads St. John's, a low-scoring game there, 19-18. UAB up at the half over North Texas. UAB looking for their 3rd NCAA tournament since coming out of the pandemic. Looking like a gigantic bracket buster. Bid stealer for them for UAB. Watch out for that team. And right now they lead by 10 at halftime. Bradley, welcome back in, man. James in the street, welcome in. Thanks for joining back in from the Philippines. I'll be live tomorrow, Selection Sunday live stream, starting off at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. I'll be live a half an hour before the start of the selection, or that's at 5:30 p.m. Starting off at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. The brackets get revealed starting at 6 p.m. So I'll be live a half an hour before starting, covering the bubble teams, talking about the scenarios for all the teams that's on the cut line. Definitely going to be talking about a lot of North Carolina tomorrow. Going to wake up at 7 a.m. tomorrow, do my research about the teams that they've won against, all these teams, how many quad 1 victories they have, what their net ranking is tomorrow. These are the teams that we're going to be talking about on the Selection Sunday live reactions. We're going to be talking about Oklahoma. We're going to be talking about West Virginia. We'll be talking about Boise State, Utah State, Arkansas, Xavier, San Diego State, North Carolina. A lot of talking about UNC for sure. Going to be talking about Texas. Going to be talking about Indiana. Talking about Ohio State. And it should be a fun time tomorrow. And we'll see what happens with the overall number 1 seed if Duke wins tonight. I mean, they should deserve to be the number 1 seed if Duke's able to win that game tonight for them. Auburn, like, what in the world's going on right now with Auburn? They lost against Tennessee today. Tennessee is making a case at the 1 seed, but guess what? You got Florida. Florida shredded Alabama in the second half. And what's going on with Auburn? 1-3 in their last 4. I don't know. It's a question mark there. This is a real bad time to go cold if you're Auburn. Florida looks like they've secured a 1 with a win. So Tennessee, probably the best they can do is the best 2 in the bracket. They'll probably take on the weakest 1, which could be Florida. Stunning. I actually do think that Bradley's Cards have a chance to win this game today. They've got some hot momentum going with them. They just beat Clemson. I mean, North Carolina really showed that they're frauds and that the bracket can't take them. How in the world do you lose that game on a lane violation? Yeah, you had a chance to knock off Duke yesterday. Duke shorthanded, and couldn't do that. Like, here's the opportunity for Louisville tonight. Opportunity to seize the deal against a shorthanded Duke team. I'm going to go through some of these teams' profiles right now. I want to see Boise State. I don't think they're going to make it in. Based on how the Mountain West has been a terrible letdown last couple of years in the tournament, I don't think they're going to make it in. I'll go through UAB. UAB would have to beat Memphis tomorrow. I had talked about there would be a bid stealer out of the American. Wow, what a year for UAB. Just the losses that they had early on, and for them to stay resilient. Here's the losses: Vermont, High Point, who's in the tournament, Longwood, Illinois State, Middle Tennessee, Arkansas State in overtime, North Texas, Memphis by 23, East Carolina, Memphis again by 7, Tulane. That was on Sunday. They lost to Tulane 85-68. Wow. I doubt that they'll make noise in the bracket, but I would not be shocked if they beat Memphis tomorrow. I've been watching that conference tournament. It's sad. Really sad what the American has turned out to be. They're playing in like a 10,000 seat capacity arena. They're selling out 10% of the arena. There's empty seats everywhere. That's sad. Like, Memphis needs to resign from that conference. They need to approach the SEC and realign with the SEC. That American conference is so bad. Like, how in the world did it get on that bad of a downfall? Like 10 years ago, we were looking at teams in that conference like Louisville, UConn was in that conference. Houston used to be in that conference with Cincinnati. Rutgers was in that conference. How in the world did that conference get so bad? American Conference 2014. I want to look to see who was in this conference like a decade ago. American from 2014, Memphis, Cincinnati, UCF, East Carolina, Houston, Temple, South Florida, Tulane, Tulsa, UConn, SMU. 2013. I think that was the first year. 2013, UCF, Louisville, Cincinnati, Houston, SMU, Rutgers, UConn, South Florida, Memphis, Temple. That was a legit year. Like, majority of those teams realigned with different conferences. Louisville, Cincinnati, Houston, UCF, SMU, Rutgers, UConn. Like, barely left. Memphis, like, they're like the original team that's left them in Temple. And Temple hasn't been good in years. I remember they used to be in the A10. This was going back 15 years ago. They used to be in the A10. Them, Xavier, they were good. The A10 was good back then. There was one year that the A10 was like a 4-bid conference back in like 2008, 2009. They had a really good year that year. Xavier, Temple, VCU went to the Final Four in 2011. It's sad what's become of the American. Like, you've got empty seats all over that arena. What's good, the Naija player? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in, bud. Boise State. Let's see what Boise State's done here. Boise State best win, Clemson, 84-71. It was at home against Clemson. The question is, how are they going to rank that home game against Clemson? That's the question. If it's a road game, I get it. They deserve to be in the bracket if it's a road game. San Diego State has the better win. They beat Houston on neutral court, but this was a home win for Boise State, who hosted Clemson. That's a tough game for Clemson. They have to travel all the way from South Carolina to Idaho. Yeah, I don't think Boise State's going to make it when you look at what they've done this year. They beat St. Mary's in a neutral site by 2 in overtime, 67-65. That's their second best win. And then their losses have come against Boston College, Washington State, San Francisco. It all depends on how they stacked up against quality competition out in the Mountain West. I'm going to see if I can track this. Here we go. San Diego State, they lost. So there's one loss. Utah State, they lost. New Mexico, they lost. Colorado State, they lost. San Diego State, they lost. New Mexico, they beat. Utah State, they beat. Colorado State, they lost. San Diego State, they beat. New Mexico, they beat. They're 4-6 against teams that's NCAA tournament or bubble out in the Mountain West. So they're 4-6 for Boise State. I'd like to see San Diego State. I'm going to go through their resume. So against Utah State, Boise State, San Diego State, New Mexico, Colorado State. Those are the 5 teams. I'm looking at games, how those teams are logging each other. 4-6 went Boise State against those teams in the conference. San Diego State, let's see what they did. Lost against Utah State, beat Boise. Lost against New Mexico, beat Colorado State. Lost against Colorado State, beat Boise. Lost against Utah State, beat New Mexico. Lost to Boise. They're 4-5. So they're 4-5. Best win for San Diego State came against Houston. 73-70 in overtime on neutral court. That's a much better win than Boise. They also beat Creighton, which Creighton's in the Big East Tournament Championship right now, beating St. John's. They also beat UC San Diego, which is in the Big West Tournament Championship game today, taking on UC Irvine. There's really good wins out of that for San Diego State. I think San Diego State's in over Boise in the bracket, in my honest opinion. San Diego State lost to Gonzaga and Oregon. Lost to Utah State by 1. They did lose to Boise in the neutral court game in the Mountain West Tournament game the other day. That's the only thing. But I think overall season summary, that was a home game that Boise played against Clemson. That's a neutral court game that San Diego State beat Houston. I mean, if you beat Houston, you can beat anybody in the nation. That's my honest opinion about it. I think Boise State deserves to be in the bracket, even though, or San Diego State deserves to be in the brackets, even though Boise beat them. Overall body of work I'm leaning towards is more SDSU, in my honest opinion. We get back to action here, 63-51. Nets are going to take a timeout. This is going to be a challenge, it looks like, by Brooklyn in the first 13 seconds of this third quarter. So Nets are going to be challenging here early on to begin this third quarter as we head to the first timeout, 13 seconds in to the third. Hey, what's good, Troy? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. That's interesting. I don't know why my CPU just randomly jumped up to... That's why it's flickering. There's something weird going on. With my CPU at like 60-something%. It usually should be at like... Yeah. Huh. I'm going to keep it on this slide for now. I don't know. Nothing's choppy. This game's at Brooklyn. Yeah, so as long as I can change the score or so, that's very odd. My whole CPU just went up to like 60-something%. It's always in the single digits right now, so I don't know why it's super, super high currently. That's probably why I can't get my game clock to go on. Alright, so we get back to action here. I'll just let you guys know the time or so, because I don't know if there's a CPU issue currently or what. We get back to action, 63-51. We just started off the third quarter with 11:45 left to go in the third. Brooklyn with a possession. Corner three, and it's made from the corner there by the Nets, number 45, Keon Johnson. Keon Johnson with 14 currently for Brooklyn. Jaylen Brown on the court with Tatum, Porzingis, Hauser, and Holiday. The lob goes to Porzingis. Porzingis, one dribble, bobbled inside the key, and foul. That was before the shot, as the clock will stop here. Inbound goes to Brown. Jaylen Brown at the right wing of the perimeter. Brown, crossover, dribbles up, drives inside the key, turnaround. Jaylen off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured here by Brooklyn. And that's making this game interesting currently. Zaire Williams attacks on Tatum, jumper mid-range, and drills the two. 63-56, only a 7-point game currently. Celtics shooting the ball really well. 59% from the floor. Porzingis receives the pass, takes the three, missed around the rim and out, tipped up to Holiday with an offensive rebound. Tatum at the top of the key. 10.5 left to go in the third. Tatum drives, left-hand layup, no good, missed off the glass, and Brooklyn controlled the defensive rebound with Cam Johnson. Backside of the play, Porzingis got knocked down in a late whistle, according to the referees. Charged to D'Lo on the floor. So Russell picks up the foul. Celtics get the inbound out of it. 10.5 left to go in the third. Tatum at the left wing finds Hauser. Corner three, missed off the rim, no good. Johnson secures the defensive rebound. Cam Johnson up the floor here, guarded by Porzingis. Johnson has it at the left wing. Bounce pass down low. Sharp with possession. Pass Holiday, and a mismatch scores up and off the backboard. 63-58. Tatum on the outside, working one-on-one by Day'Ron Sharp here. Tatum, lob down low, Porzingis, kick out to the wing. Hauser with a three, off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Brooklyn. Only a 5-point game currently with 9:35 left to go in the third. And a turnover committed inside the paint by Brooklyn. Hauser with a steal, up ahead off to Brown. Jaylen Brown outside finds Hauser. Hauser, his three came off the rim short. Rebound controlled by Cam Johnson. Both of these teams stagnant currently. Celtics 0 for 6 to begin this third quarter. Brooklyn making shots. Turnovers been an issue for them. 3 for 3 shooting. D'Lo off the rim short. Got his own rebound back. Attacking inside and gets fouled by Holiday. So free throws coming up here at the line by Russell. This will stop the clock now. 9:07 left to play in this third. Yeah, my apologies about the stream if it's choppy or anything. I just randomly got a notification that it's got like high CPU usage. I'm trying to get the game clock back, but it won't budge for me or so with the game clock. It just keeps on saying high CPU. I'll see during a timeout if I can get like OBS to restart to get back running or something, as the jumper's good from the perimeter by Sam Hauser. Celtics by 7, under 9 minutes left to go in the third. Russell, scoop score up and then off the backboard. And they were down by a hefty margin earlier on in this game. This game was not even close. Celtics led by 21 at one point in the second quarter. Tatum, bounce pass behind his back, sets up Hauser, bobble the ball, sends it outside over to Holiday. Drew, defended at the right wing perimeter, launches the three, missed off the rim short, to rebound controlled. Onto the pack here for Cam Johnson. Drive, a kick, a corner three. Brooklyn off the rim, no good. Missed by Zaire Williams, and Jaylen Brown collects the defensive rebound. 8 minutes left to play third quarter. Jaylen Brown outside finds Tatum. Tatum off the double team, off the Porzingis. Porzingis jumper deep two, connects on it. Porzingis able to splash down the 17-foot J straight away. Porzingis able to find his shooter's touch right there. He's got double digits now with 10 in his first game back. D'Lo. Handoff. Johnson, three. Around the rim and out. Tatum with a defensive board. Jason Tatum 16, 7, and 6 tonight for points, rebounds, and assists. Celtics lead 68-61. Tatum trying to get into a rhythm. He does just that. Open up the bank right there. Cha-ching for JT. Single-digit lead now up to double digits. And the Nets couldn't convert from point-blank range. Holiday takes away the defensive rebound up the floor here for the Celtics. Drew finds Hauser. No-look pass right corner. Jaylen Brown, a right baseline dribble. Brown, skip pass on top over to Drew. Shoots the three and makes the three from downtown. Brooklyn's going to still keep on playing without burning a timeout. 8-zip run by the Celtics last minute. 6:50 left to go in this third quarter. Cam Johnson slips the defense and scores up and in off the glass. 74-63. Celtics have it in the corner here with Tatum. Tatum finds Porzingis. Missed the layup, though, as he was wide open off the front rim as he left it short. Goes back over to Brooklyn as they take the 3 in transition, and now Joe Muzzillo will burn the timeouts. Wow, that's a big swing in the game right now. We're going to take a timeout on the floor, Carly. 74-66 as the Celtics burn one. Yeah, I'm just going to pause the stream for just a brief second because I see my CPU usage is like crazy high. I'm going to see if I can restart OBS and see if that solves the issue here. So I'll be back in a couple seconds from now. I'm going to see if I can restart this and see if that solves the issue. So if you see any buffering, no worries. I'm going to see if I can... Alright, so we get back to action right now. Yeah, that's... so now it's at 6%. So that's where it always is at 6%. Yeah. That's very weird why it was hitting 60%. Now I can see my scoreboard numbers properly. Huh. That was very odd. I lost the clock, and my scoreboard numbers were not showing up when I had to rely on the keypad to type them in because I couldn't see them on the above text document. But yeah, it always says for my CPU at like 6 or 7%. It was putting in 60 when I went to after halftime. It randomly popped up at 60, so I don't know why it was popping up like that. But now I got the clock back, and it's not 9:01 left to go. It's 6:12 left to go. I had issues around the 9-minute mark or so, but things looking good now if it can stay at 6% for the CPU. But yeah, if you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe right now in this timeout currently. The Celtics looking really good here at the moment. I'll be back live tomorrow for Selection Sunday live stream with a bracket reveal. I'm going to go live around 30 minutes prior to the selection show starting off, so around 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. I hope to be live for the selection show. The bracket reveal begins at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, everything works right now. I don't know why there was an issue or so with the CPU. Maybe it was like a glitch with the program at this time. That might have been it, and I had to like restart. I don't know. So we come back to action here. 6:10 left to go in the third quarter. Celtics right to left in the floor. Pritchard on the court with Tatum, Cornette, Holiday, and Hauser. Hauser has it at the Barclays Center logo. Outside finds Pritchard. Pritchard having a good game off the bench. 11 points in 15 minutes, shooting a perfect 4 for 4. Tatum, a rise and fire and a deep 2 jumper missed as it skipped around the rim, and Day'Ron Sharpe collected the defensive rebound. Nets hanging in this game, only down by 8. Day'Ron Sharpe, handoff Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson drives inside the paint, double clutch over Cornette, no good. Tip to Holiday for the defensive board. Celtics with it. Peyton Pritchard. Guarded one-on-one, working on Jalen Wilson. Bad pass by Pritchard, intercepted on a pick 6, and a thunderous dunk in between the legs by Zaire Williams for Brooklyn. Kind of a risky dunk when your team is trailing right now in this game. 17-2 points off of the fast break in favor of the Nets. Tatum weaves his way right through traffic, scores up and through, scores the layup. Jason Tatum having a pretty solid game tonight. 18 points, 8 for 15 shooting, only 1 made 3, but he's been taking it to the rack all game long. Celtics leading bench points by a severe margin tonight. 38-28 right now at bench points in the paint by a large margin. 38-28 points in the paint. They got 11 off the bench by Pritchard. Pretty good bench production too. 11 points by Pritchard. Cornette with 8. 3 by Keita, 3 by Shireman. That's 25 through the bench. Brooklyn with 19 through the bench. 3-point shot taken at the left wing. That one gets sent in from the perimeter. That is good by number 45, Keon Johnson, that is. He's got 19. Yeah, they got a couple of young guys on the squad here for Brooklyn. Tatum out to the corner. Cornet back into the hands of Tatum. Tatum drives baseline jumper. No good on the follow-away. Offensive rebound by Hauser in the right spot. Sends it off to Pritchard with a new 14 on the shot clock. Pritchard dribbles, drives, lobs it up over the top. Luke Cornet right behind the defense again with a two-handed flush. No rim protection for Brooklyn, and the Celtics are aware of that right now. And they are seizing the gaps, and they are getting behind the defense constantly. Cam Johnson around the perimeter. Has it at the top of the key. It drives on Keita to the elbow. Kick out. Corner. Three. No good. Missed off the mark by number 4. Reese Beekman. Celtics with possession. Boston looking to add to the 7-point advantage here. Pritchard. Left baseline dribble. Got it to go. Good for 2. So fast off the dribble. 9-point advantage for Boston now. Peyton Pritchard a walking bucket tonight, as he has got himself up to now 13 points alongside 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Nets missed the 3. Pritchard shoots out of the pack with a rebound. Pritchard looking to do it himself here at the right corner. Now will slow it down, sends it back outside to Tatum. We are down to 3 minutes left to go in this third. Push pass to the middle. Cornet, kick out. Pritchard outside. Hauser, open 3. Yes, sir. Got it. It's a bullseye triple by Sam Hauser. Timeout taken in the court by Brooklyn. 83-71, 2:57 left to play in the third quarter. The Celtics able to seize the deal and rise up right now with a 12-point advantage. This is the Boston Celtics basketball that we know. Pretty ball movement. They've got now 21 assists on 35 made field goals, shooting 55.6% from the floor. Really good, efficient game tonight by Boston tonight. Back to the scoreboard here for college basketball. Colorado State out on a runaway, leading Boise State 49-31. 13 minutes left to go in the Mountain West Tournament Championship. Creighton leads St. John's, about to start the second half, 28-25. Houston leads Arizona 44-42. 14 and a half minutes left to go in the second half of that game. UAB looking to steal a bid if they can win against North Texas and beat Memphis tomorrow. 43-33 with 12 minutes left to go. UAB with a 10-point lead. Iona and Mount St. Mary's just tipped off in the MAAC Tournament Championship. Iona with a 4-zip lead in the first 3+ minutes. Iona led by the head coach for FDU, who is now in Iona, Tobin Anderson. Tobin Anderson in his second season at Iona. Former head coach at FDU, who upset Purdue 2 years ago. Speaking of Purdue, yeah, Purdue's probably going to be a 4 seed or a 5 seed. They're a really concerning team right now going into next week. I don't think Purdue answered any questions about them that could help people pick them in the bracket to go far. They're slipping late in the season. They lost against Michigan yesterday. They got taken down to the wire against USC in the game before. There's a lot of concern going into this tournament with Purdue. Jumpers go by Brooklyn coming back from the timeout. 10-point lead for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown doubtful to return due to a low back spasm. Yikes. So we just got that update. Tatum, his jumper missed off the back rim. A rebound secure by Day'Ron Sharp. Nets attack inside the paint. Out to the corner. Couldn't handle the pass properly. It's a turnover. Off the fingertips of number 13, Tyrese Martin. Tyrese Martin, former URI Ram. Also played for the UConn Huskies. He played for head coach Dan Hurley, and then once Hurley left URI, transferred right over to UConn to play with him. Pritchard on the floor with Tatum, Makeda, Cornet, and Hauser. Pritchard finds Cornet into the hands of Tatum here. Tatum flings it across the floor. Keita, low block outside. Tatum, shovel pass, corner, up fake. Hauser, left baseline, attacks the paint, and he scores. Good for 2. 12-point lead once again for the Celtics here. Minute 45 left to go in the third. Zaire Williams splashes down the 3. Brooklyn, I have to say, is really making it interesting tonight. +2 in three-point makes, 12 made threes by Brooklyn. Celtics 10 for 28 from the perimeter. Not bad tonight from three. 35%. It's just they're not shooting the three ball that often, and I've got no problem from that. Pritchard, his three came up short. Keita, no good in the putback. Keita did get fouled, though, so Keita will shoot two coming up at the line. I like what the Celtics are doing tonight. They're playing inside more than outside. They know that Brooklyn doesn't have much rim protection, and the Celtics lead points in the paint in this game 44-28. And only 3 turnovers tonight by the Celtics, shooting an efficient 54.5% from the floor. So, yeah, nothing really here to talk about the Celtics today. They're up by 10. They're coming off a game yesterday, a physical game against Miami, where they played on the road at Miami, had to travel all the way up to Brooklyn, arrived at 2:30 in the morning. This could really affect sleep schedules and stuff like that. And these guys, with a different sort of sleep schedule going into this game tonight, and night 2 of a back-to-back, coming out and controlling this game, leading by 10. Pull up Jay, 30-footer, that's canned from downtown. Big-time shot there by the Nets. Tyrese Martin able to bury the 3. 7-point game, final minute left to go in the third. Shireman finds Pritchard. Pritchard guarded around the perimeter, working on number 4 of Brooklyn. That is Reese Beekman, former Virginia Cavalier, and the Celtics away from the basketball, commit the turnover. That's on Tatum. Offensive foul picked up, charged to JT. (86-79). 40 seconds left to play in this third. Attacking inside the paint's Beekman. No good off the back room. Offensive rebound. Went back to Beekman. Lost it underneath, and Pritchard comes away with a steal. Pritchard out of the pack. 2-on-1. Kick out to the wing. Shireman. Baylor Shireman will slow it down. Goes into the hands to Tatum. 5-second differential. Shot clock and game clock to close out the end of the third quarter. Tatum off to Cornette. Kick out. Quarter 3. Baylor. Shireman. No good off the mark. Offensive rebound. Cornette trying to find Shireman. Loose ball. Shireman hits the deck. Comes up with a loose ball but lost it. Brooklyn with a steal ahead of the pack here, and they dunk it with 2.9 seconds left to go in the third. That is Maxwell Lewis with a slam dunk. It's a 5-point game. Pritchard 3 at the buzzer. Off the left side of the glass, and we close out at the end of quarter number 3. It's a 5-point game, 86-81. Good game between these two teams tonight. Brooklyn giving the Celtics all they could handle right now as we enter the final 12 minutes of action. All right, fourth quarter going to come up in a couple moments. If you're doing the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. If you'd like to be notified here for future live stream, a quick word from our sponsor, BetUS. This stream is sponsored by BetUS. Bet on this season's sports action with BetUS. It's an A+ rated sports book which has been running since 1994. It's available in all 50 U.S. states. On BetUS, you can bet on your favorite sports teams, players, and sporting events. And for new sports bettors, you go to the BetUS website. You'll receive a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits of up to $2,000. Use my BetUS channel link, which is posted in the description of this video and pinned into the chat to get started, or you can click the QR code at the bottom corner of the screen. I just put the BetUS link in the chat as well, so check out my channel sponsor, BetUS, link in the description of the video, pinned in or posted in the chat to get started. And there's also a QR code at the bottom corner. BetUS has been changing the game for over 30 years. Yeah, best of luck with that for Lance here. They combined for 53 in the third quarter. Brooklyn outscored the Celtics 30-23. In the third quarter. Celtics had their worst quarter in the third. They should be much better coming out in this fourth quarter. Jaylen Brown, believe he is doubtful rest of this game. Most likely not going to play due to back spasms for Jaylen Brown. So he finishes with 8 points. Hopefully He didn't take the over tonight for Jaylen Brown, but Jason Tatum right now with 18, 11 points by Sam Hauser. Porzingis with 10. Great production off the bench between Peyton Pritchard, 13 points, and Luke Cornett. He's got 10 points off the bench. 10.6 rebounds by Cornett and 2 blocks. Tatum padding the stat sheet, 18, 7, and 7 tonight for points, rebounds, and assists. This is Jason Tatum's game right now. This is his game to go out and drop down 30 at the end of this game. He's got 18 points here. He needs 12 more points to reach 30 for the rest of this game. This should be his game. Peyton Pritchard, expect a big quarter 4 out of him as we start off this is the fourth quarter now. So we start off the fourth quarter. And the Celtics turned it over. Drew Holiday inside the key. Bobbled it and lost it out of bounds past the baseline. So rough start for the Celtics on their first possession to begin the fourth. Brooklyn left to right on the floor with their opening possession. Zaire Williams slides it out to the far side corner, launching the jumper. That's way off the mark, out of bounds by Tyrese Martin. This is Tatum's game to take over. No Derek White, no Al Horford. Jaylen Brown doubtful due to back spasm rest of this game. He's got 18 tonight for Tatum. Maxwell Lewis commits a reach and foul. For Brooklyn, leading scorer is Keon Johnson. He's the game leader. He's got 19. 12 points by Tyrese Martin. 12 points by Cameron Johnson. Johnson's only shooting 5 for 13 tonight. Inbound goes to Pritchard. 5 of the court look like this for the Celtics. Pritchard, Kada, Porzingis, Holiday, and Shireman. Tatum right now is on the bench. Celtics going to keep controlling this lead as Holiday gets fouled. Or check that, it's Porzingis. Porzingis gets fouled. So 2 shots coming up by KP at the line. Two free throws here by Porzingis. First one is good. $20 tonight, 12 points for Porzingis. First game back from quite a bit of time that he was out due to illness. 7-point lead for the Celtics currently. Brooklyn with a possession. Top of the key, Zaire Williams hands it off to Reese Beekman. Beekman slides it over far side corner. That is Jalen Wilson, the former Kansas Jayhawk, who has the ball. Over to Williams. Outside to Tyrese Martin, former URI Ram and UConn Husky. Tyrese Martin, step back 3 over Kada. Off the glass, too strong. Tip to Jalen Wilson for the offensive rebound. Nets still with it. 8 on the shot clock. Jalen Wilson weaves his way right past Kada and scores for 2. It's a 5-point game right now. Jason Tatum on the bench. Currently, Celtics needing to sustain this lead would help out definitely until Tatum comes back out on the floor. Holiday, pass got deflected right over to Drew as he tried to thread the needle off to Kada. Holiday floats the pass far side corner, out of bounds off the deflection. Last touch by Brooklyn. That was off a number 27 for the Nets with Maxwell Lewis. Holiday to inbound passer, finds Pritchard. Pritchard at the left wing, launches the 3. PP no good. Hit the top of the backboard. That's out of bounds. It'll go back to the Nets here. This game's too close for comfort right now. We get 100+ watching. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here. Nets with possession. Only a 5-point game currently. Zaire Williams. Around the perimeter off to Jalen Wilson. Jumper. 13-footer straight away. Came off the back rim. No good. A Holiday with a rebound. Poked in the eye and fouled by Maxwell Lewis. Holiday at the top. Another foul committed by Brooklyn. This quarter is starting to get away from the Nets, and it doesn't look like that on the scoreboard. It's because of all the fouls they have committed here in quarter number 4. That's now 4 personal fouls in 2 minutes and 18 seconds in this fourth quarter. 9:42 left to go in the fourth. Inbound for Boston. Drew Holiday drives inside the paint. Runner over the top. It's Keita who's able to flush it in for the two-hand jam. Looked like Drew Holiday was going to go in for a runner there, but Keita actually soared over the top and alley-ooped it for the slam. Celtics by 7 now. 90-83. Celtics pick up a reach and foul. Drew Holiday making big-time play after big-time play with a little lob there for Keita. Big issue today with a rim protection for Brooklyn. Brooklyn's 3 goes down by Jalen Wilson. Making it interesting here. It's only a 4-point game, folks. Trillmind, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Liking D'Lo for 3 more points. Best of luck there. Pocket pass from Drew off to Porzingis. Jumper inside the key. He's able to zing it up and in for 2 for KP. Celtics by 6. 9 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Zaire Williams, kick out left quarter. Tyrese Martin, left baseline dribble. That's Jalen Wilson on top, finds a step back 3 by number 27. That's a laser right down the chute. Goes down for the 3 by Maxwell Lewis. 3-point game right now. Maxwell Lewis with 15 for Brooklyn. This game's getting way too close for comfort. Celtics with possession. Holiday at the right wing. A lob down low. Porzingis knocked down and fouled. And there'll be free throws coming up. The Celtics are already in the bonus. Porzingis will have 2 free throws coming up here at the line. Already 5 personal fouls in the fourth quarter by Brooklyn, and it comes with 8:26 in the clock. Nets are in some deep foul trouble, Carly. First free throw is good by Porzingis. D'Lo is not in right now. Foul trouble looks like this for Brooklyn. 4 personal fouls by Day'Ron Sharpe. Off the bench, Maxwell Lewis is 5. Day'Ron Sharpe will check back on the floor now. So he's got 4. D'Lo has got 3 fouls, and then 2 fouls committed by Tyrese Martin. Drew Holiday's got 4 for the Celtics. Everybody else with 2, 1, or 0. Porzingis buries both of the free throws. 5-point lead for Boston. Tyrese Martin sends it on top over to Cam Johnson. Johnson slides it out to the left wing. That is Jalen Wilson. Johnson off to Lewis. Right baseline dribble. Lewis circles around. Hand off to Jalen Wilson. His 3 missed off the rim. Short offensive rebound control by Sharpe. On the outside, Johnson fires a 3. Rattles in. It's only a 2-point game. Brooklyn competing, playing hard right now. Celtics on night 2 of back-to-back. 5 on the floor for the Celtics here. Holiday, Porzingis, Pritchard, Sherryman, and Cordet. Porzingis down low. Porzingis got it to go. Plus the foul. KP, welcome back big time in this matchup today. Able to absorb contact, and he gets the and 1. Turns the corner on Day'Ron Sharpe right over Jalen Wilson. Got the bucket and the foul. Porzingis a plus 15. Changes everything when he's on the floor. 18 points tonight by Porzingis in 24 minutes. 1 free throw here for Porzingis. The free throw is good. 97-92. Yeah, Florida. They're out for blood in this tournament. Last year, they couldn't even get past their first round matchup for them. I remember last year they lost to Colorado in overtime. This year, they're going to make a severe deep run, I got a feeling. Based on what they did today, they got guards all over the place for that team. So some of these teams like Florida, Alabama, these are some of the best offenses historically ever. in college basketball. People are saying this season based on like advanced analytics. I guess the offensive efficiency for those teams like Alabama, Florida, it's through the roof this year for the advanced analytics. It's like better than any other year. That's why I've been talking about. I don't see many mid-majors pulling off upsets this year against Power 5 schools simply because of the whole NIL that's changed the college basketball landscape. But also, I feel like the major conference teams, it's much higher competition compared to years past where you saw upsets constantly. 2021, coming back from COVID, there was a bunch of mid-majors that knocked off Power 5s, and now since it's the whole NIL thing, players just not even bothering going to a mid-major, using that as like a stepping stone, and then eventually just gonna play at a Power 5. It's just a whole nother level of basketball. Porzingis knocks down the three. Celtics lead by 8. 192. Brooklyn just made a corner three right back with Jalen Wilson. It's 100-95. What a game. 6.5 left to go in the fourth quarter. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Celtics have made 6 fewer threes than Brooklyn, yet Boston has itself a 7-point lead as Drew Holiday buries the deep 2. 2-point make after 2-point make. That's been the night tonight for the Celtics, shooting a blazing shot here from 2 tonight. Holiday takes the charge. Celtics are going to have it back. It's 102-95. My mistake in the typo there. They lead by 7. I accidentally put a 7. It's 102-95. 7-point lead for the Celtics. Timeout on the floor taken as well. So we'll head to the timeout. That is taken by Brooklyn. 6:16 left to go. Tatum's been on the bench for a while. This is a positive sign tonight for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown, doubtful to return due to back spasms. Tatum hasn't played in this fourth quarter. And you got guys like Porzingis and Holiday that's getting the job done tonight without Derek White and without Al Horford tonight. This is awesome. On night 2 of a back-to-back. Natasha, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. I was kind of weary of this 11.5-point line tonight. You're coming off a game yesterday. Not even a 24-hour turnaround. Had to fly from Miami to Brooklyn for this game. That's tough. This is the toughest game, in my opinion, that they have on the schedule. Not based on the team that they play, but based on the travel that they have to endure without getting significant amount of rest to get themselves prepared for this matchup. Like, there's no preparation going into this game. They're not looking at film or anything. They're not scouting out the Brooklyn Nets. All that's happening is that they're going back on the flight. They're sleeping on the flight. They're getting to the airport at 2:30 in the morning. And then you're hitting the sack, getting to the hotel bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. Waking up probably after a good night's rest for breakfast at noontime or 1 p.m. today. And having lunch around 4. That's the day for the Celtics today. It's not like a typical day where you have your morning on-court shoot-arounds. I mean, this team is ready to go. This is a great sight to see because this was a tough game on the schedule based on the short amount of turnaround time that they had to prepare for this game today. College basketball scoreboard update right now. Colorado State, congratulations to Colorado State. It looks like they're going to win the Mountain West Tournament Championship as they are winning by 21 against Boise State, 63-42. St. John's leads Creighton 47-44 with 10.5 left to go. Houston leads Arizona 61-55 with 7:15 remaining. UAB, 5 minutes left to go, up 53-43 against North Texas. 7-point lead at the moment. We'll see if Tatum will get back in. I think he should. So Tatum should be back in this game. What's good? Mark Anthony on the stream. Thanks for joining in from the Philippines. Justin Hayes in the channel. Welcome aboard. Real Light Eyes in the channel. Welcome in. Yeah, Tatum's under 24, and Tatum is back on the floor. Back to action. 6:10 left to go. Tatum on the court with Holiday, Cornette, Pritchard, corner three, PP. Oh yeah, he's got it. Payton Pritchard, bang bang for the perimeter. Payton Pritchard, the easiest bet you could make on night 2 of a back-to-back this season. Anytime that Payton Pritchard plays on night 2 of a back-to-back, he's an automatic over total points. He's an automatic over total threes. Tonight, 16 points, 4 made threes. Drew Holiday making game-winning plays, 11 and 11 for points and assists tonight for Holiday. 105-95. Tatum right now with 18, 7, and 7 for points, rebounds, and assists. It's been the Payton Pritchard show, though. Making big shots after big shots. If you're a sports betting person out there, Payton Pritchard on the second night of a back-to-back is the easiest bet this season that you can make for over points and over total made threes. That's good from the perimeter by Zaire Williams to put his team winning 7. 5:20 left to go right now. Brooklyn is +6 on made threes than Boston in this game. 18 for 41 from the perimeter by the Nets. Celtics are 12 for 36 from 3. Tatum, guarded by D'Lo, double teamed around the perimeter, gets it away to Porzingis. Bounce pass, left corner, Holiday. Outside Porzingis, pops up for the 3 for KP. Came off the back rim, offensive rebound, controlled by Holiday. Porzingis again missed off the mark, tipped over to Tatum for a rebound off the Porzingis, who flushes it down with a humongous right-handed slam. Jason Tatum, 8th assist of the night there. Porzingis with a humongous dunk. Celtics by 9, 24 points by Porzingis, 14 this quarter. Missed shot by Zaire Williams, blocked off the glass by Cornette, tipped over to Pritchard for the defensive rebound. Celtics with possession. Porzingis looking really good. 27 minutes tonight. 24 points coming back from illness. And Tatum with a terrible pass behind his back just turned it over. Cam Johnson got the layup in the foul. Bad basketball there in that sequence by Tatum. It's a 7-point game pending a free throw about to be 6. Yeah, what in the world is Jason Tatum doing here? Just trying to be way too fancy, passing the ball behind his back around the half-court logo. And Brooklyn swiped it away, picked up a steal off of it, and Cam Johnson went the distance over Tatum, absorbed the contact, and scored a layup. Cam Johnson will shoot a free throw. And one is good. 6-point game, 107-101. Brooklyn been hanging in all night long. They were trailing as many by 21 at one point tonight. Celtics with the ball. Holiday at the top of the key. Slides it over to Tatum. Tatum guarded by D'Angelo Russell here. 5 at a timer. Tatum dribbles up, drives downhill to the rim. Tatum gets fouled. And 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Jason Tatum. That's on Zaire Williams from behind. We got a bunch of people poured in for this one. 160 plus. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Jaylen Brown out for the remaining part of this game. He is out due to lower back spasms for Jaylen Brown. Tatum, first free throw, and he's got it. 108-101. 4 minutes left to go. No Jaylen Brown for the rest of this game. Finished with 8 points tonight in 24 minutes. No Derek White, no Al Horford, both out tonight. Celtics, night 2 of a back-to-back, had less than 20 hours to prepare for this game, flying from Miami to Brooklyn, yet they get themselves an 8-point lead. Nets with possession. 19 fouls by Brooklyn as a team. The Celtics have been in the bonus since the 8-minute mark left to go in this fourth quarter. Missed jumper by Cam Johnson at the elbow. Celtics with possession. Tatum just collected his 8th rebounds. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists tonight by Tatum. Holiday, no good as he missed the runner. It was tipped off the glass. Cornette couldn't rebound it. And it got sent over to Zaire Williams for Brooklyn. Zaire Williams attacks the paint out. Cornette, blocked by Cornette. Nets got the ball back, though. Day'Ron Sharpe moves on top to Cam Johnson. Hand off to Russell. D'Angelo Russell, top of the key, working on Tatum. 101 for the timer. D'Lo Lobs it off to the right corner. Cam Johnson, jumper off the back rim, no good. Pritchard collects the far side rebound. Celtics by 8 with possession. 3 minutes left to go. Peyton Pritchard, plus 12 on the court. 16 points, 4 made threes. 6th man of the year. Big game after big game coming off night 2 of a back-to-back. And Tatum's pass broke it up out of bounds off the nets. Celtics really lucky there. They'll get the basketball back coming up out of this timeout. Peyton Pritchard moved off the spots. And according to the refs, it was off Brooklyn last. So we'll stay here once we get back to action. Joe Mazzulla takes a timeout, though. 109-101 with 2:51 left to go. All right, so we head over to this timeout. Next stream tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. I'll be live for the March Madness Selection Sunday show. Make sure to join in if you guys would like, where the Field of 68 will be revealed tomorrow night for the March Madness bracket show. And that link is posted in the chat. All are welcome to join in for my channel's bracket challenge group. It's totally free. Every single year we do the ESPN Tournament Challenge for my channel. So all you have to do, click the link that's in the chat, and then if you don't have an ESPN account, create an ESPN account. If you do have an ESPN account, click join the group for Behind the Arc Basketball, and then you're entered in for this year's Behind the Arc Basketball bracket challenge group. College hoop scores look like this. Congratulations to Colorado State, about to get the AQ out of the Mountain West. 65-46, Colorado State leads Boise State with 3 minutes left to go. A 19-point lead by Colorado State. UAB leads North Texas with 2:15 remaining, 59-52. Winner of that game will face Memphis tomorrow in the American Tournament Championship game. Houston up by 4 over Arizona, 66-62, 3:20 left to go in the Big 12 Tournament Championship. St. John's, 1-point lead against Creighton, 49-48. 9 minutes remaining in the Big East Tournament Championship. Over in the MAC. Some action with this one here. Miami of Ohio looking to pull off a significant upset, doubling up Akron, 34-16, with 7:48 left to play in the first half. That will be a humongous upset if that does happen. Miami of Ohio has a record of, well, they're 25-8. They're the 2 seed. Akron's the 1 seed at 27-6. But Akron had blown through that conference this season over in the MAC, and then that's their tournament for that's up to Akron with their tournament to win or lose. And right now, Miami of Ohio, the 2 seed, smashing the 1 currently. 109-101. 2:50 left to play as we get back to action here. Celtics off the inbound. Holiday slides it off to Pritchard. A pull-up J from the parking lot. And he sinks it right off the Statue of Liberty. A see ya right there for PP. He's got 19 points. 5th made 3 to game. It's that easy. Betting Peyton Pritchard on night 2 of a back-to-back. That is the easiest bet in your lifetime in 2025. I mean, when you got games that you think that you can rely on Jason Tatum to come out, drop down 30. I mean, Jason Tatum sometimes won't do that. Sometimes he wants to play make more than create his shots and finishes with 18 or 20 points. It's been a lot more unders for Jason Tatum compared to years past. I mean, Peyton Pritchard, night 2 of a back-to-back, you always got to keep in mind that he's going to go over 99% of the time. 112-103 is Brooklyn able to make the shot down low. Celtics with 2 minutes left to go. Far side corner, Tatum, right baseline dribble. Tatum takes his way inside the paint, missed the shot inside the key. As it goes back to Brooklyn, Tatum locked up right now with just 20 points and 8 for 18 shooting. D'Angelo Russell gonna slow it down. They're down by 9 here for Brooklyn. D'Lo, pocket pass. Off the roll down, Day'Ron Sharp missed the layup over Holiday. Get the rebound back, though. Out to the top here. Zaire Williams brick the 3 off the back rim. Offensive rebound again for Brooklyn. Cam Johnson Trapped in the corner, and Brooklyn takes the timeout. So the Nets will burn a timeout here. Minute 31 left to go. Cam Johnson was trapped in the corner. And, nothing really developing there for the Nets. They had 2 bricks on that possession, leading to 2 offensive rebounds, but then time was dwindling off the clock as Johnson was just stuck and eventually had to burn that timeout. Yeah, frustrating about Jason Tatum tonight. I mean, it's Jekyll and Hyde whenever you bet on Jason Tatum. I would highly recommend not to bet on Jason Tatum, not to do that on a regular basis. I've been having a lot of success this year picking Derek White and picking Peyton Pritchard on night 2s of back-to-backs. And Porzingis, when he's on a hot streak, he gets in a hot streak. So those, right now, Porzingis has got some serious potential now to go on a 20-plus point hot streak. So if you see the Porzingis surge coming, I recommend taking Porzingis next couple of games because he could be going on another big just rapid fire rate for Porzingis like he did in January. For him, he's looking red hot right now. 24 points in 29 minutes. He's got it with his points. Hasn't done it with his rebounds or assists. He's got 1 block. He's only 1 for 7 from 3. Minute 31 left to go in the 4th here. Celtics with 4 fouls. Brooklyn's over the limit. Brooklyn near side front court about to inbound it. D'Angelo Russell sends it off to Cam Johnson. Step back 3 over Holiday. Splashes the 3. They're going to roll to 2 actually. His foot was on the 3-point line. So 1 foot behind the line, 1 foot out in front, according to the refs. It's 112-105. And now the officials will take a look at the monitor to see what this will be called, a 3 or a 2. I thought it was a 3. I thought that was clearly a 3 off the step back by Cam Johnson. Very tough angle, though, because there's a crowd with the courtside seats right in front of where he shot it, but they have rolled it. So, yeah, that's been... they're still looking at the monitor, so it hasn't been confirmed just yet. They're still looking to review whether it's a 2 or a 3 by Cam Johnson. Right now, it's 112-105. 200 almost watching this stream. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. It helps this video out a ton on YouTube being fine. And make sure to join back in tomorrow. I'll be live back in tomorrow. March Madness Selection Sunday show. The bracket reveal for the 68 teams in the NCAA tournament. You'll not want to miss that. Make sure to join back in tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. for March Madness Selection Sunday, my live reactions. So that has been confirmed. It is a 2 that was made by Cam Johnson. 112-105. Somebody said here, over 218. All they need is 1 more basket in this game, and they'll get over that over mark. Celtics with possession. Pritchard, left baseline dribble. Pritchard got blocked by Cam Johnson, and the time ran off the clock. That's a shot clock violation charged to the Celtics. Critical turnover by Boston. Brooklyn hanging in this game right now. 7-point game. Final minute left to go. Jumper from the perimeter. It's good. Zaire Williams buries the 3 from outside. 112-108. Somebody needed 112.5 in the over for the Celtics tonight. Right now it's 112. 7-zip run last minute and a half for Brooklyn. Celtics looking to get out of this rut offensively. Holiday bounce past Tatum. Tatum, his pass deflected right back to Pritchard. 5 of the shot clock. Finds Drew. Dribble. Drive. Down inside. Holiday missed a runner. Offensive rebound. Bounce past Hauser. In the corner. Hauser, left baseline dribble, and a whistle here with a timeout taken by Joe Mazzulla. 28.6 seconds left to go as the Celtics burn a timeout. 10 seconds remaining in the shot clock. Critical possession coming up here for Boston. Drew Holiday couldn't finish with what would have most likely been the dagger on that runner down the lane. And Hauser got trapped, defended by Zaire Williams in the corner. And Hauser had to take a timeout. Celtics down to 1 timeout left. Brooklyn is out of timeouts. What a game tonight. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys want to win this one here? Celtics or Nets? Boston looking to make it 2 in a row. Win yesterday over Miami, and less than 20 hours to prep for this matchup tonight against Brooklyn, flying from Miami to Brooklyn. No Al Horford, no Derek White. Jaylen Brown only played in the first half, out for the second half due to lower back spasms. Jason Tatum, a lot expected him to drop down 30+, stuck at 20 tonight. A minus 13 by Tatum. Some games he has it in him. Some games he ain't got that killer instinct. For Tatum, it's been just Jekyll and Hyde this year. 24 points by Porzingis, saving this team tonight. A plus 15 on the floor. Peyton Pritchard looking real good as well. 19 points by PP on 7 for 11 shooting. 5 made threes. 28.6 seconds left to go. It was more Sam Hauser was trapped in the corner. Tatum, the inbound passer. Tatum on the floor with Porzingis, Hauser, Holiday, and Pritchard. Off to Porzingis, into the hands to Tatum. Takes the corner 3. Tatum off the back rim, no good. Rebound control by Brooklyn. Nets with possession. 20 seconds left to go. Attacking the paint, and a shot goes through. Keon Johnson scores up and in off the glass. It's a 2-point game. 15 seconds left to go. Celtics get the inbound. Brooklyn in the backcourt will not foul. We're down to 10 seconds remaining. Celtics racing past midcourt, and Pritchard gets fouled with 8.9 seconds. Peyton Pritchard at the free throw line, coming up shooting 2. 8.9 seconds remaining. What a game. Too close for comfort tonight in this one. Peyton Pritchard, an 85.7% free throw shooter, will shoot his first pair of free throws in the night. 19 points tonight by Pritchard. Chance to go up by 2 possessions if he makes both of them. First one's good, right down the middle. Big free throw made by PP right there. And a game that Jason Tatum is a minus 15 and does not have the it factor. Peyton Pritchard steps up, has a big game like he always does on night 2 of a back-to-back. Free throw number 2 is good. Celtics by 4. 9 seconds left to play. Brooklyn with possession. Quick 3. Launched by Cam Johnson. He drills it. 4 seconds remaining. It's a 1-point game. Celtics with an inbound. Pritchard gets fouled with 2.9. 2 more shots coming up at the free throw line here for Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard, ice cold in his veins at the free throw line. Doing it tonight. Cam Johnson on the other side, big shot to put his team winning 1. Brooklyn just won't go away. They got tough dudes on the floor tonight. Got to give credit out to the Nets as these guys are playing their hearts out. And also without Cam Thomas, I believe it's going to be a season-ending injury, most likely what they're leading towards. First one is good by Pritchard on the free throw. Peyton Pritchard saving the Celtics tonight because he knows how to bury free throws. 1:15-1:13. Second free throw here coming up by Pritchard with 2.9 seconds left to go. A make would put this game to a 3-point game. All that Brooklyn could do was tie it and force overtime. Pritchard. Can he put his team up by 3? Free throw number 2. It is up and it is no good. Skipped around the rim and out. D'Lo, defensive rebound. Cam Johnson, the shot from midcourt at the buzzer. And he missed it. It's no good. Off the bottom right part of the glass. And this game is over. 1:15-1:13. Celtics escape with a victory at the Barclays Center against the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn was looking for a foul on a half-court heave 3. Cam Johnson will not get it, though. And this game is over. Pritchard missed the free throw. D'Lo, defensive rebound. Cam Johnson, no contact there. as Drew Holiday, he got a part of that ball. No contact at all to any shooting portion of Cam Johnson, as it was clean defense. But the Celtics at midcourt and the half-court prayer was no good at the buzzer by Cam Johnson. Celtics by 2. 115-113 the final score in this one. What a game between both of these teams tonight as we wrap up here in this game. Wow. Just a phenomenal battle between both of these teams tonight here. Porzingis. Does he change the team? 24 points by KP. In his first game back after missing the last 2 weeks, he finished a plus 13 on the floor. The player of the game tonight shot 9 for 16 tonight. 22 points off the bench by Peyton Pritchard. 20 points by Tatum. 11 each by Hauser and Holiday. And then 10 points by Luke Cornett. Brooklyn, led by Cam Johnson. He had 23. 21 by Keon Johnson. 15 each by Jalen Wilson and Maxwell Lewis. 14 by Zaire Williams. Big time matchup here that the Celtics were able to come out on top. They led by 21 as many and able to squeak one by 2 tonight. Big key for Boston. They outscored Brooklyn 52-36 points in the paint. Couple of congratulations before I wrap up this stream. Congratulations over to Colorado State. They have won against Boise State. So big congratulations out to Colorado State as they will be representing the NCAA tournament next week, as they just won the Mountain West Tournament Championship 69-56 over Boise State. Colorado State will now get the AQ out of the Mountain West Conference. St. John's leading against Creighton by 15. Houston about to pull off a win over Arizona 70-64 with 10 seconds left. And what a game here between these two teams. I'm going to wrap up. Make sure to join in tomorrow if you like college basketball. March Madness Selection Sunday show. I'll be live for my live stream reaction starting off at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. You'll not want to miss that. Going to be a fun time. We're going to be talking about the bubble first half an hour before the bracket gets revealed. We're going to be talking about these teams in the chat, so make sure to be a part of tomorrow's stream. We're going to be talking about Oklahoma, West Virginia, Utah State, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Boise State, and San Diego State. We're going to be talking about North Carolina for sure tomorrow. The teams that they played, the record against Quad 1 opponents that they have, and we'll talk about Indiana, Texas, Ohio State, Dayton, Wake Forest all tomorrow on that Selection Sunday stream before we get into the bracket reveal at 6 p.m. The best time of the year, March Madness Selection Sunday, always the funnest, always one of the best days ever. Big day. It's basically like Christmas out here. This is basically the Christmas Eve before Christmas every single year when the brackets get revealed. Always a fun time, so make sure, do not want to miss that out tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. I'll be live for Selection Sunday. Quick update here. If you guys are a Celtics live stream regular, I will not be live for any Celtics stream coming up this week. I'm going to focus on the NCAA tournament. My next actual live stream for a game will be on Thursday. That's probably going to be the 12:15 p.m. game. Whatever one gets decided on Thursday. I have a water polo broadcast and I'm doing at night, so I'm probably going to cover 2 March Madness games on Thursday, probably 3 on Friday, most likely, like I've done in the past, spreading out those games. But tomorrow, the Selection Sunday live stream, and then nothing until Thursday, because I got 4 in-person broadcasts that I'm doing next week, and I want to get a head start on those and make sure I get all my prep in time before Thursday's games begin for March Madness. We're going to wrap up here for this one. Celtics by a thread. 2-point margin of victory for this game for Boston. 115-113 the final score. Going to close out here to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We got Jason, Bradley, Ward, Kelly, I Am Ghost, the Niger Player, Asia, Ice Baby, Katie, Ogie, SGA Sports Talk, Lonely Satellite, Michael, John, Norma, Jonathan, Guido, and Mark. Feel free to join in on the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge Group 2. That link is posted in the description of this video. All are welcome to join. That's in the description. It's also pinned in the chat as well. Let's see if we can keep on growing our March Madness tournament group here for the channel. Click the link. Sign up with an ESPN account if you don't already have one, and then click join group for Behind the Arc Basketball group to be a part of this year's NCAA Tournament 2025 March Madness Bracket Challenge. See you guys tomorrow night. If you'd like to join, I'm back in for the March Madness Selection Show live reactions. Feel free to do so. I'll be back live tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. See you guys later. Thanks for joining in, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.